Egypt is home to many other ancient artifacts other than the pyramids, and it's not uncommon to find something new every once in a while. But this latest discovery will surely shock you. This time, scientists and archaeologists just discovered something majestic in Egypt that stunned the whole world. But what could this be? Egypt always has something mysterious under its sleeves. Before we go on, hit the subscribe button and comment ancient finds. One of our first 1,000 subscribers gets $300. Without further ado, let's start. While researchers continue to make fresh findings, some are still frightful. Due to their import and export of products, religions, food, and ideas, the inhabitants of ancient Egypt had strong ties to other regions of the world. Ancient Egypt occasionally controlled areas outside of its current borders, including portions of what is now Sudan, Cyprus, Lebanon, Syria, and Israel. However, despite being a major force, Egypt was also occupied by other nations in the past. At various stages, Persians, Nubians, Greeks, and Romans all overcame Egypt. One of the 4 remaining ancient Egyptian sun temples may have been found among the remains uncovered by archaeologists working at Abu Sir, south of Cairo and close to Saqqara, Egypt. Old Kingdom Acropolis Abu Sir functioned as one of the primary cemeteries for Memphis, the ancient Egyptian capital. The site is made up of 14 royal pyramids, mastaba, and tombs that were built between the middle of the 24th century BCE and the beginning of the 5th dynasty, or around the early 25th century BCE. An archaeological delegation from Poland and Italy dug up the temple of Pharaoh Niuserre I, the 6th king of the 5th dynasty. The crew discovered quartz stones and mud bricks in a context layer that precedes the temple. According to representatives from the Egyptian Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities, these might be the ruins of one of the 4 last sun temples. Although it's believed that 6 sun temples were constructed, only 2 have been found thus far. Ra, the god of the sun, the monarch of the sky, who was frequently depicted as a falcon with a sun disk within a cobra, is an ancient Egyptian deity in honor of whom sun temples were constructed. Archaeologists' beliefs on the functions of some temples, whose designs appear to serve more than just royal funerary rituals, rather they are most likely components of cultic kingship worship. The building has a limestone rock entrance that leads to a space with a paved floor and contains enormous slabs of quartz, according to a news release from the Egyptian Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities on the finding. In ancient Egypt's 5th dynasty between 2465 and 2323 BCE, a time when the cult of the sun reached its zenith, and a new type of monument, specifically devoted to the sun god, commonly known as a sun temple, was built. The remains of a 4,500-year-old temple dedicated to the Egyptian sun god Ra were discovered at the site of Abu Ghurab. According to Massimiliano Nozzulo, a researcher at the Institute of Mediterranean and Oriental Cultures of the Polish Academy of Sciences in Warsaw, and co-director of the archaeological excavation, an influential cult in ancient Egyptian religion was the sun cult. Before experiencing the resurrection, each monarch desired a pyramid, but the 5th dynasty rulers felt that this was insufficient. They yearned for more. The king constructed this location to transform himself into the sun god. Ra subsequently united with Amun, the main deity of Thebes, to become Amun-Ra, who was seen as the most powerful Egyptian deity, at least by some Egyptians. Up until around 1500 years ago, when Egyptian polytheism vanished, Amun-Ra was revered. The recently discovered Sun Temple, which was built of mud bricks, was 60 meters long and 20 meters broad, or at least 197 feet long and 66 feet wide. It had a courtyard, an L-shaped entry portico, storage spaces, and maybe cult-related chambers. The building's walls were all plastered in black and white, with occasional indications of red and blue painting. The entry portico featured 2 limestone columns and was partially constructed of white limestone. A new sun temple might be built from stones for a pharaoh named Niuserre after the temple was ritually destroyed, potentially before it was even finished. Niuserre is said to have utilized a portion of the building as a platform or sub-foundation for his new temple. 2 artifact dumps were discovered by the researchers. One contains seal imprints, including those of the pharaohs who ruled during the 5th and 6th dynasties, as well as several unbroken beer jars and a few finished red slip vessels. Shepseskare, an enigmatic pharaoh who ruled over Europe before Niuserre, is the owner of one of the first seals. Out of the countless ancient Egyptian artifacts that have been found in contemporary times, These are just a handful.